You gun nuts made the rules and would not compromise. You blocked background checks. You blocked bans on assault weapons. You blocked bills designed to prevent terrorists from getting guns. Trump removed Obama-era regulations which had prevented the mentally ill, such as Nicholas Cruz, from buying guns. Well, okay, gun nuts, I accept your rules. No compromises. What we want is a ban on the private ownership of guns, just like they have in the UK, where they have lived virtually free of gun violence since 1996. There is no justification for the ownership of guns by anyone other than military or police personnel. You Second Amendment clapping seals never had a leg to stand on from the get-go. The Second Amendment specifically refers to arms. Fully automatic weapons were not invented until 1885, nearly 100 years later. So the amendment could not possibly have referred to weapons which did not yet exist. And handguns can be handled the same way we handled Prohibition, through the repeal process. Historically, the Supreme Court has supported gun control, but in the Heller case of 2010, the conservative majority on the court voted to overturn 70 years of precedent. The results of that decision have been devastating. Days after the Florida school shooting in February 2018, over 30,000 West Virginia teachers and staff took to the streets. Were they protesting the gun violence that keeps killing the kids that they claim to love so much? No, they didn't move a muscle after the shooting. But they flooded the streets by the tens of thousands and refused to teach those kids for over a week while protesting for more money. They won and got an increase of about $1 an hour. It's nice to know that they have their priorities straight and only have the best interests of their students at heart. But if we somehow succeed in defeating you gun nuts, you can keep your thoughts and prayers, since you won't be needing them as often for dead children and grieving families. But if you are still really determined to use them, you can still put them to good use by sending your prayers to all the little boys who will be crying their little eyes out because we took away their toys. At an NRA rally, the late Charlton Heston famously held a rifle over his head and said, works better with the volume on.
From my cold, dead hands.
From my cold, dead hands. Well, Mr. Heston, that can be arranged.